There are places in the world where something feels wrong, not obvious, not dramatic, just a quiet, unsettling feeling, like something isn't the way it should be. Places where nature behaves differently, where the normal rules don't seem to apply. And sometimes, those places come with stories that people dismiss until they see it for themselves. This is one of those places. Deep in the woods of North Carolina, there is a circle, a perfect circle, a patch of land where nothing grows. No grass, no weeds, no life, just bare soil surrounded by a living forest. It's known as the Devil's Tramping Ground, and for over 100 years, no one has been able to explain it. During the day, it doesn't look like much, just a clearing, a strange, empty spot in the middle of the woods. But when you look closer, you begin to notice how unnatural it is. The edges of the circle are almost too perfect, as if something has been walking the same path over and over again, wearing the ground down, keeping it clear. The trees stop at the edge. The grass refuses to cross into it. It's like the forest itself knows not to enter. People have tried to change it. They've planted seeds, watered the soil, left it alone to recover. But nothing works. No matter what is planted, it dies. Every time, as if the ground rejects life completely. At first, people thought there had to be a simple explanation. Something in the soil, a chemical imbalance, maybe salt, maybe minerals, something that made it impossible for plants to survive. But tests didn't provide clear answers. There was no single reason that could fully explain why nothing would grow there. And that's when the stories began to take over. According to local legend, this circle is not just a natural phenomenon. It's something else, something older, something that comes out at night. They say the devil himself walks this ground, pacing in circles, night after night, never stopping, never leaving, just walking, over and over again, wearing the earth down beneath his feet, keeping the circle exactly the way it is. That's where the name comes from. The Devil's Tramping Ground, a place where something walks, when no one is watching. And for many people, that story would be easy to ignore, if not for what others have experienced there. Because over the years, people have gone to that circle, curious, skeptical, wanting to prove it's just a story, just dirt, just a strange patch of land. But not everyone leaves with the same opinion. Some visitors say the moment they step inside the circle, they feel it, a shift. The air feels different, heavier, quieter. The sounds of the forest disappear. No insects, no birds, no movement, just silence. The kind of silence that feels unnatural, as if something is watching, waiting. Others have tried experiments, leaving objects in the center of the circle overnight. Tools, personal items, even simple things like bottles or bags. And when they return the next day, the objects are gone, not stolen, not lost, but moved, found just outside the circle, as if something picked them up and placed them there. Some people have tried staying overnight, camping nearby, watching the circle, waiting to see something. But many of them report the same thing. They don't see anything, but they don't feel alone. There's a presence, a sense that something is there, just out of sight. And for some, that feeling becomes too much, strong enough to make them leave before sunrise. But the strangest part of the story is what happens when people try to stay inside the circle itself. Some claim they fall asleep, only to wake up outside of it, without remembering how they got there. Others say they experience strange dreams, unclear, disturbing, as if something is trying to communicate, but not in a way they can understand. Over time, scientists and researchers have attempted to solve the mystery. They've analyzed the soil, studied the environment, tried to find a natural explanation. Some believe it could be due to microorganisms in the ground. Others suggest chemical imbalances. But none of these explanations fully explain everything. Because even if the soil prevents plants from growing, it does explain the perfect shape, It doesn't explain the silence. It does explain the objects being moved. And it certainly does explain the feeling people describe. That sense that something is there, something unseen, something that doesn't belong. Today, the Devil's Tramping Ground is still there, unchanged, just as it has been for generations. Visitors still come, some out of curiosity, some out of disbelief, some looking for answers, and almost all of them leave with more questions than they arrived with, because no matter how much time passes, no matter how many people try to explain it, the circle remains the same. Empty, silent, untouched, a place where life refuses to exist, and where something might still walk. So if you ever find yourself deep in the woods of North Carolina, and you come across a perfect circle in the ground, where nothing grows, where the forest seems to stop, and the air feels different, be careful where you step, because some places are not meant to be disturbed, and some paths are not meant to be followed, especially if something else is already walking them, because whatever created that circle, whatever keeps it the way it is, has never left, and maybe it never will.